What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Jeremy, that's me.
Yeah.
Jeremy, that's me, bro.
All right, Jeremy Stevens on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Freaking camera just fell off, Betsy. I can't do that. Anyway, I've seen you before. I've kind of met you for a second. You got that thing's falling over. It's bent. You got to fix that shit. Sorry. Want to make sure that we get like actual documentation that you were here and you were talking to us.
Oh yeah.
So you. I know friends that know you, and I don't know you that well, and I feel like you're one of those people that is, you scare me a little bit. I feel like you're a little more violent than the average MMA fighter. I know, you talk about how you knock out people, but that's like, I don't feel like you're just heavy-handed. I think your intentions in your mind are far more intimidating than your hands. Like, I know, sure, you knock people out, but I think you're kind of an angry person. Are you an angry person?
No, actually completely opposite. It's the fact that I love to do what I do. I love knocking people out. I love giving them that type of show, and that's just me. That's raw. I was an angry kid once. I've learned how to be a martial artist. Excuse me. Turn that in and control them types of feelings, and go in there and display a beautiful art. And that's my love. It's my passion.
What about in sparring? Do you knock out your teammates and friends in sparring, or are you a little more friendly to them? Because it looks like by your face you will knock them out as well if they're not watching. That's their fault.
There's a difference between when I'm outside of camp, say as my buddy Miles Jury over here, he's outside of camp, he's training, that's when I'm working on some skill, a little bit of finesse, and then there's a switch. Once I get into camp, if you slip down on the mat, I'm gonna punch you in the face, because that's the mindset that I have to have going into the fight. That if you make a mistake, I have to make you pay. It's dog eat dog in there, and then that mindset switches for me of where I become a little bit more aggressive, and there's a switch for me in that camp mode as compared to outside of camp. Outside of camp, I'm probably like the nicest guy to spar with, and inside of camp, I'm a nightmare.
So in camp mode, are you just a nightmare when you're in the gym, or are you a little edgy outside of it around your family and such? Because I've had 2 fights. And I would like to have way more if I, one, didn't have to cut weight, and 2, because I know, talking, I can't talk normal. Like the second fight was a little more relaxed because I was older, but the first one, like, it took its toll on the whole fucking show. It ruined the show because I transformed myself into something that I'm not, and that means when I was on the radio, I was just like, I don't know, fuck you. I don't really have much to say. I just I've got to fight in a week, and that's all I can think about. Are you cool with like everybody else out, and like does everyone have to know that don't like fuck with Jeremy right now because he's in camp?
I just stick and mind my own business. I don't really go outside and put myself in them situations where I'm out at the bar, or I'm not out at where everybody's eating tacos El Gordo. I'm at home. I'm just chilling in the house. I'm enjoying my family time, and I have 2 daughters. And they're looking up to me, so. I'm spending my time with them and just relaxing. I like watching Netflix. El Señor de los Cielos is one of my favorite go-tos right now. They have like hundreds of episodes. It's like the Mexican channel of Armando Fuentes, who's a drug dealer and very corrupt and corrupt a lot of people. So I'm just chilling, but there comes a time where I'm having fun. I'm able to communicate, and then. Once I get into that back locker room, I'm able to dial in that focus. It's like a camera, you can start for the focus clear out wide, and then as it gets closer, I dial it in even more and more for that real fine point, and that's what we're looking for. I'm able to do that with the experience and the knowledge that I have, and controlling myself as a martial artist.
Is that a skill that you can cultivate, or is that just something that comes with the territory? Because I think everybody could use that, like when it's go time, be your absolute best self and get rid of distractions.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that I can control. It's something that I can continue to work on and continue to harness that. I've been in a lot of fights. I've been in there before. I know how to tell Jeremy Stevens, hey, I'm gonna leave you here in this back room. I'll be right back. And then I go and let the little heathen out, and I go in there and perform, and that's at my raw. I get that 15-25 minutes to go in there and be be me, do what I love to do. Go in there and just absolutely just, you know, like what people say, like, yo, you look aggressive, and I get to unleash that people. This is what they pay me to do. This is what the fans came to see. You know,
I mean, is there another style that you could adopt that could make you a more winning fighter? This is just you, right? There's no, this is not your style to attract fans. Like, this is the way you fight.
Yeah, I've never been in this to be famous. I never got in this game to have fans. You know, I got in this game because I loved it. I personally love to fight. You know, everything else comes with it.
You don't like it, or you do like it, or certain things you like and certain things you don't like about it. Obviously,
it doesn't bother me to be behind the scenes. It doesn't bother me to be in the limelight. I kind of do a little bit of both. I can be in the limelight, like right now we're promoting the fight, and then, you know, you can just catch me at your, like local gas station, picking up an energy drink, grabbing a gallon of water.
It's obviously a Monster energy drink, right?
You know it, Monster always.
That's the best. I mean, you got to be kidding.
If I'm tired, that's what I drink. I know that.
Speaking of picking up, man, I picked out your club out there. That thing weighs like a freaking ton.
Oh, the On It Club? Yeah, that's the one that I have out there. When people come in, they think that that's the one that I work out with, but I don't. I just use that as like the hold down stuff. That thing is not.
Thing's a tank.
Yeah, some people, I don't know who throws that thing around, but it ain't me. I can tell you that. I know people. There's a couple. I think there's actually a couple of On It kettlebells that are here. And the only reason they're still here is because I can't pick them up and take them home. There's one gorilla thing in there that's like, I don't know, it's like 90 pounds. I'm like, man, it might wreck my car on the way home. Like, it might roll and smash everything in there.
Yeah, if you were driving around like in Iowa or Detroit, you definitely need those to weigh down your truck in the back. But we're out here in LA.
Yeah, not really that necessary. I have a truck in LA. I know what an idiot looks like. It's me. But look, I want to. You are getting better. You feel that you are always getting better. Yes, this is not like you're plenty more to go. Like, do you see a future of more innovative moves? You've got more tricks. Do you see that, or are you like just perfecting what you have?
A little bit of both.
Because there's new people out there, like this guy on the couch. It's like
he's a silent killer, right?
Right, I know. I'm aware of who that guy is. There's people out there that are new that have stuff that is new, and they're putting things together, and you're a part of the new, but you're also from the old school. Like, you're a stand-up banging kind of guy, but you've got to have new tricks, right? Everybody's got new shit. There's new dudes everywhere.
Yeah, constantly. Some of the new stuff that I'm working on was the new stuff that I've been working on months ago, and it's starting to play out in my fights now. Sometimes I've been working on stuff for a couple years, and then boom, it's now starting to show up in my fights. So I'm always working on new set of skills and changing and evolving and adapting to different styles. You're not just gonna fight the same guy every time. There's other ways to beat people, and there's multiple ways, and that's the beautiful thing about martial arts. So I'm definitely one of those guys who loves to evolve, loves to learn, grow, and I believe if you don't, you're dead, man. It's only a matter of time till that catches up with you. And other than that too, man, the rawness and just the old school is my heart, my mindset. I'm constantly evolving my mind and stuff like that, but there's just deep down in my soul is just a savage.
Right. And then what about when it comes to training? Do you train like you used to old school, or are you evolving with all the rest of them when it comes to certain things? I mean, obviously kicking out candles is pretty stupid, but there are a lot of new things I've noticed from training that, to me, it almost seems easier. Like, when I used to do strength and conditioning with Team Quest in the wrestling time, to now when I have like a strength and conditioning coach, seems like everything's more focused on a certain muscle or a certain thing. So it's never just like, I just remember wrestling people just making it the most brutal thing ever, and they didn't care how you lifted it or how you threw it. You just kept lifting it and you kept throwing it. Yeah. When you're older, I'm like, I don't think that was the correct way to train. Do you have like new stuff that people are doing?
Nothing beats hard work, and I feel like I actually work harder now than I did when I was 21, 22 years old.
How do you get away with doing that?
Just doing more, being more experienced.
Just made your shit tougher.
The right way. Yeah, just having that experience, having that knowledge, having that growth, and just that never quit, never die attitude of tell your brain shut the fuck up and just go to work. Keep working hard.
What about when you get punched in the jaw and it hits your brain? Somebody told me that there's like chiropractors and shit that are like cracking people's jaws and shit to make your jaw less or stronger of a shot. Is there any truth to that? Because I heard somebody pretty, like somebody's doctor who was like in a big camp saying that, and I'm like, wait, what bullshit? You can do that? You think there's any truth to that?
No, but if that helps the fighter's mind to go in there and do something, then that helps them, and it helps them. And what works for somebody is not always going to work for you. Like maybe there's a certain type of strength conditioning that works for you. It may not work for me. May not work for him. May not work for my man Miles. There's different methods to the madness, and it's all about just kind of finding yourself. That's the true meaning, kind of like life, right?
Yeah.
Meaning to life is what really them true people's self-beliefs really is.
It's funny you say that, because I feel like the bigger fighters, the ones that are more evolved, they become almost like the shadow of them. I know who they are. You know what I mean? Like from my skateboard days, there's people, you take pieces of people until you become your own thing. And it's sort of like when you get to the level that you're at, like, you just standing there, people that know MMA know what that looks like. Everybody has their little thing that they've turned themselves into.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty gnarly.
So your self-belief and your self-meaning and what you're trying to chase. Two people can look at the same thing but have totally different views on it and see the same thing but look at it totally different. And it just goes down that's really just kind of being a human being.
I think maybe one of the things that I saw that made me scared of you was somebody was saying something to a friend of yours, and I think that was what it was. You were like protecting it was one of your boys, and you were like leaning, I can't remember what it was. I'm sure it's like a Uriah or a Dominic Cruz or something, where I'm just standing there and I saw you and I was like, oh my God, like, why the fuck am I in this room? How the hell did I get in this? Like, I don't want to. Do you not like one of them? Does that sound familiar?
Are you talking about when Cody Garbrandt and Dominic Cruz kind of got into it?
Is that it?
Behind stage, probably. Did you see that?
Oh, okay. And who are you cool with, and who are you not cool with?
I was actually cool with both. They were getting into a little heated argument. I'm like, oh, these guys are just gonna fight tomorrow, no big deal. And then Cody continued to take his hatred toward Dominic, and he started talking to me, which I don't have a problem with Cody, and I still don't to this day.
Right.
But he came up, like, what are you gonna do? You keep turning your back, and I'm like, well, are you talking to me? And he kept coming up, and then I snatched him by his neck.
Oh, okay.
And you realize real quick that, hey, bro, I don't mess around here, bro.
Well, none of you do. I think people might forget that every now and then. I feel like
they do.
I think that kind of ties into what you're saying, that everybody has to like find what works for them, and everybody has to try to be their best self going in. And clearly, some people, right or wrong, believe that they need to have personal animosity. They need to find put a face on something they can be really angry at to be their best self in the octagon. And for some of them, I'm sure that's the truth. For some of them, I assume it's actually counterproductive. Hard for me to say who's who.
Yeah, to each his own. Hey, listen, this is the fight business. I knew they were gonna fight. I didn't have a problem with them. I still don't. I actually like Cody as a fighter. I think he's a great fighter.
Yeah, right.
He kind of reminds me of like a little version of me, just beast.
Yeah.
And they were talking. They were exchanging some words. I had turned my back, and he came at me because of the Dominic situation. And
but you also understand, as more than anybody as a fighter, that he, like, just like you don't hold anything against Cody, because you know that that's like a mode that he was in, and anybody in his vision was just like, you too. Like, I don't think he thought about it. He just seems like a guy that's ready to go when he's in that mode.
He wasn't thinking about it, and he approached me in a whole another direction, and then I had to put a halt to that.
Right.
That was that. Other than that, man, props to him. He went on to beat Dominic. Had a great performance in that fight, and then look how the tables have turned. Dom beat TJ. TJ beats Cody. And you know what? We're going to fight these guys. I fought their head coach. I fought their teammates. I'm about to fight another one of his teammates. We know they come from a great camp. They're all great guys. I don't have any animosity, but, when we get inside that octagon, I'm going to try to kill you.
Well, let's talk about this fight, because you had a really good last fight, and Josh Emmett really sort of became a star with his last fight. Like, he just sort of showed up on the map as, I'm familiar with him, but boy, did he, everyone's pretty pumped on him right now, but he is pretty new, even though he's been around a long time. Do you have these goals of this guy and then the next guy, or like you said, you don't, because I know you don't care about the fame or anything, you just want to fight, but you also want to win, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have goals for that belt, or do you have like a this guy? Like, do you have people in line in your mind? I know you don't want to jump ahead of the fight, but you know what I'm saying.
Of course, the ultimate goal is to get to that belt. That's how we're going to get the most money. That's how we're going to get paid. This is what I've worked my whole life for. Josh Emmett's just the next guy inside that way. You know, he's my ticket to the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's the way I'm looking at it. You know, beat this guy and I'm going to the big show. So that's all I'm focused on right now. Ultimately, you know, outside of that, it's always getting to that goal. That's how we get the money.
Man. It's a tough life. So you got 2 weeks, right?
Yes, sir.
So
It's a quick turnaround.
Week and a half, yeah.
So you're starving right now?
No, you know what? I only had 2 days really just of rest and relaxation, and then I was back and hitting the road, putting in my road work and back training. So on day 3, Wednesday, and I fought Sunday, so I had Monday off, Tuesday off. Tuesday night I got the call from Dana. Wednesday I was out back to San Diego working and putting in that work, and you know I didn't get a chance to blow up and get over 175 pounds like I normally would. So I've been able to eat this whole time and train and be happy and get through my workouts. Get a nice portion of chicken, nice portion of carbs. So my weight's fantastic. It's better than it's ever been, and I'm excited to go in there happy, healthy, and rock the show.
Yeah, the quick turnaround, I mean, you get credit and you deserve it, but it kind of seems like it could really work for you because you still have that taste. You keep that momentum going from a win because, yeah, you get out of shape, you let yourself go a little bit.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't
start from scratch again.
As long as he doesn't get hurt, though. And, I mean, he was in a fight where he did smash shit, right? Like, were you not sore?
No, I was not sore.
Oh, wow.
It was only 2 rounds. We handled them rounds. Just 2 weeks before that, my man Miles sitting right here, I did the walkout with him. You know, I was in his corner, so I got a chance to walk out 2 weeks before my fight, get those emotions of being in the back, you know, feeling these emotions and feeling all that, that just those feelings and everything. So I walked out with him. 2 weeks later, walk out. You know, 2 days later, getting the call. Now I'm about to walk out. You know, in 5 weeks from that time. So I'm feeling quite in the zone, my man.
I can see that. Wow. What a life!
This guy doesn't have near as the experience as me, and he's gonna feel it once we're in there, what type of beast he's in there with, and I feel like the experience again, just like my last fight, plays on my side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a gambler, but I'd be pretty bummed out I'm fighting you. That's all I'm saying. Good luck to that. And the guy seems like a nice guy.
How many times have you watched the highlights, or just the whole fight of you fighting Do Ho Choi?
Right there?
Yeah.
Countless times.
Yeah. Why not?
Watching that. You know,
wait, did you just punch the ref in the back? Did I miss that?
Some of them have that coming.
Yeah, hammer-fisted him in the back. He had to do what he had to do to save the guy. All right, dude. Well, best of luck with the fight, and stoked you came on the show. Best of luck to both of you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate what you've done for the MMA game, man. I love watching you fight.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, best of luck.
All right. Man, my camera hates me.